Josh, this is Tim Content. This is Josh Smith. He's going to body service.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You're doing a good job this year on leaves.
What's that?
You're doing a good job on leaves.
It's pretty good how Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, I thought that
She
was,
does
I
that.
thought it was good. That was neat. I loved it with the dogs. That was great.
I know.
I mean, how they did it for you, that was awesome.
Yeah. Me and my dogs.
Yeah, that was great. Gotta love that. Yeah, I've seen her before. I don't know where, but I've seen her.
Yeah, close enough.
Like to call to order the Ravenna Planning Commission for October 31st, 2023. This clock is a little slow. One back there says 6, mine says 6. I will call this group to order. Would you do the roll call, please?
Bill Barber,
Present.
Kay Dubinsky,
Here?
Mark Hairston,
Here.
Carmen Lodato,
Here.
Frank Seaman,
Here.
Jonathan Jennings,
Here.
Josh Smith,
Here.
Bob Finney.
Here.
Okay. As far as the agenda goes tonight, we'd like to amend the agenda and under the old business, withdraw that at this point in time. I have talked with folks that are have concerns about this, and we need to sit down and work that out, which we will do. But we were in agreement that we should not deal with that portion tonight, but we have to have a vote to withdraw it. So if someone would make a motion to that effect?
I would move. I make the motion to remove that from the agenda.
Okay, a second?
Second?
Okay, call the roll, please.
Josh Smith,
Yes.
Frank Seaman,
Yes.
Carmen Lodato,
Yes.
Mark Hairston,
Yes.
Kay Dubinsky,
Yes.
Bill Barber,
Yes.
and Jonathan Jennings.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, it is withdrawn. At this point, you've had an opportunity to look at the minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
What's happening right now?
Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved to accept minutes as presented?
Second?
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll
Okay.
abstain because I wasn't here.
You've got that. Okay, so the minutes are approved. The order of new business at this time, Isaac Beltek, is it?
Beck.
Would you please come to the podium there? Is that on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I guess a little bit later.
And tell us what you would like to do. This is involving, this gentleman represents EBS Construction at 5079 Akron Cleveland Road, Peninsula, Ohio, requesting a site plan approval to install a new asphalt apron and driveway at 817 West Main Street. It is a C1 zoning in this area. Okay, if you'd go ahead and tell us what you would
Hello?
like to do.
Hello?
It's on.
Okay, so, currently there's gravel on the driveway. We just want to pave new asphalt It looks more professional when we resell the building. Just a simple remodel and just pave asphalt.
Okay, now you have, well, Mr. Finney, I'll just defer to you to discuss the two options that were submitted there. You did submit two options, is that not correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the two options have the apron in the middle, which would be permitted. The existing apron is to the one side of the property. They would put the apron in the middle, and then either pull-in park or pull-in angle. So the parking code states that no vehicle shall back out onto a street. They should be able to turn around on the property and pull out. So his two options, option one seems to be a better scenario. The building is going to be very limited, obviously, with parking, and the end user is limited. They have a lot of square footage for a building. They have a lot of square footage for a very large pole barn. There's just not parking.
Correct.
So whatever business, I'm assuming a business purchases it, they're now restricted. We don't usually have the restriction of parking. We usually have the restriction of square footage dictates how many parking spaces. In this case, parking space is going to dictate a business. So, but my opinion, option one would be a better scenario for that building, just because cars can possibly have a better chance of backing around out of each other's way. On the left side of the drawing is the driveway that goes back to the pole building, but on the right side of the building should remain grass. It shouldn't be asphalt. I don't know what that purpose would be to have that asphalt.
There's gravel there currently, but we're just gonna pave over it. It's
Well, for what purpose? You can't park
Just for-
there if other cars are parked.
just for look-wise, basically, or we could grade it back and put grass on instead.
Then, because it can't be parked on it, grass would be the proper scenario.
Correct.
From, again, it's a commercial property, and it was grass. I don't know who gravelled it, but at one point it was grass, so it should be grass. If there was a garage door back there, maybe it would be a different scenario.
There's a man door to the right side as a second exit out of the warehouse,
Okay.
so that could be a purpose, but if we have to put grass back, it's no big
Mhm.
deal.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on the commission at this time? It looks simplistic, and I have to give you credit certainly for improving the looks of the neighborhood with the work that you've done on that. So I think basically what we're looking at is which one of these options, do you have any objection to Mr. Finney's presentation and the side he thinks you should
I have no objection.
accommodate?
I have no objection.
You're fine with that?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody on the commission have any questions or comments? Yes, go ahead, Carmen.
I just have a question, because the one thing I did look at was the back of it. I know that Dos Coronas is right next door, and they have like a pretty sizable, area in the back that I guess theoretically you could use for parking, but like, is that taken up on this property by that pole barn?
That's their property line. It's on
Okay,
their side.
okay. So you wouldn't be able to put any parking back there?
Yeah.
too?
No, unless we acquired the land from them.
Okay.
Well, if he gets a buyer that wants to make a deal with them, I assume that they can do that. We have to prove it as it is. We can't assume that you have access to that for parking with that.
Yeah, I just, Papa, you had mentioned that typically the square footage makes the parking requirement. In this case, the business would make the parking requirement?
Well, for instance, this is not a conducive property for a bank because they don't have a drive-through, they don't have enough parking for that.
Okay.
You know. This was a used furniture store for many years. I think it hadn't been utilized for many years also. I don't know. It wasn't a place that I frequented. So with an antique shop or a used furniture shop, 2 or 3, 4 vehicles probably was sufficient.
Okay.
I had a call, can we put a restaurant? Somebody asked if they could put a restaurant there. I said, no, not at all. There's no parking.
Gotcha.
You know, I wouldn't expect somebody would invest into a restaurant for 4 parking spaces to have, 6 seats in a restaurant, that sort of thing.
Okay,
You know.
thanks.
Okay.
Any other questions from the group?
Is the plan in compliance? Does it look to me like those are 3-foot grass strips, and I thought there was a 5-foot setback from the lines.
That is correct, yes, that is correct. So the existing driveway on the east side is currently pretty close to the property line as it is. So 3 feet does encroach the 5-foot setback. And we get, BZA deals with these items when the zoning code changed. These were all built residential back in the day. Then zoning changed to commercial. So it's tricky to fit a commercial property into a residential district. That's really what's happening. Business, because they're all commercial, somebody wants to put a business in, then, so BZA has considered certain items as the residential code, even though it's a C1, because they're utilizing it as a residential occupancy, not a commercial. So if we stuck to the commercial code, none of this would even be feasible at this property. I mean, it's a 60-foot wide lot. Commercial is much, much wider. So that's kind of the tricky part. On the west side of the property, he said he would grass that and not asphalt it, so that setback would be met. If we use the residential, we'd be infringing a couple feet from the 3-foot setback. We also see Board of Zoning Appeals is going to hear a variance at 7 o'clock. Somebody who currently has a gravel driveway, that's the way the house was built, on the property line. They want to pave it. So that's the tricky part. That's their garage. It goes back to their garage. And that's similar to this. If we say 5 foot, you can't even put a driveway back to. So there's the leniency there. We're trying to let people function.
There's an implied variance.
Correct.
Any other questions? Any comments from the audience? Okay, seeing none, we'd entertain a motion to approve at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Sorry. I'm ready. What is the
Motion to approve.
option two? Are we,
Option 1.
Option one.
okay,
Yes.
with the setback, or what do we, what's the actual
3
variance?
3 foot.
Okay,
The 3 foot, and then on the west side would be grass,
grass, not,
not asphalt.
okay. All right, Bill Barber,
Yes.
Kay Dubinsky,
Yes.
Frank Seaman,
Yes.
Jonathan Jennings,
Yes.
Josh Smith,
Yes.
Carmen Lodato,
Yes.
Mark Hairston.
Yes.
Okay, you're approved as is there. With that, thank you. There's no other business to come before us at this time. I could entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you.